episodes of the VeggieTales series under DreamWorks' rule. Therefore, the true fans of the show were left without the Sunday morning values and Saturday morning fun that they so desired. Until now.
Episode 3 of what's now called VeggieTales Live and Reloaded.
As you would have just seen if you watched the trailer.
It had me in it. I was in it.
Yep, it sure did have a sack of potatoes in it.
No. Wait, did it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice the second.
In the director's cut.
Oh, okay.
But yes, at this point we're going to start doing these a lot more because now this is going to be a regular series at the same priority as my reviews, which have since been lacking lately, but we're not here to talk about that. Alright.
We're talking about VeggieTales Live and Reloaded.
Episode 3, Two Tales of Two Cities. This is not based off of Two Tales, no, it's not based off of A Tale of Two Cities at all.
It's just two different stories that both are about two different cities.
This is the first episode of VeggieTales Eleanor that actually has two stories. First one is the story of the Trojan horse, based off of, and then the other one is the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. They said it couldn't be done. They laughed at us, but we're going to tell Sodom and Gomorrah in a VeggieTales children's story.
We're doing it. We took that step.
Granted, it's not as big of a step as Song of Solomon or David and Bathsheba, but they did one of those.
Yeah, that they had King George.
Oh, King George! Alright, so, you can probably guess what we've changed from that little bits there, but there are some things to talk about. One, there's going to be, in Sodom and Gomorrah, there's this character, Mad Marv, who's basically this salesman. He'll be reoccurring throughout the series, and he is a broccoli with a top hat, a really dingy suit, and he's kind of got like a bit of a shady look in his eye, always kind of going like that. Because he's not a very good guy.
It's kind of a creep.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So, here is the cast. There will be, in the Trojan horse, as you'll find out later, there is Odysseus, played by Archibald. There is Polides, played by Lunt. Perimedes, played by Mr. Nezer, who we have made a pact to put in every single one of these. Telemachus, played by Junior. The Scallions, Crazy Nick, played by Charles Pincher. The King, played by Pa Grape. And Jean-Claude and Philippe. Then over on Sodom and Gomorrah's side, there is Lot, played by Jimmy, continuity. Lot's wife, who is unnamed entirely.
She's just Lot's wife. That's just her.
Or Mrs. Lot. Played by Miss Agnetha. Daughter 1, played by Laura the Carrot. Daughter 2, played by Annie the Onion. Haven't seen her in a while. Scallion 1, Scallion 2, Scallion 3. There's also Ma Grape. Then there's Rashid, played by Scooter. And Bob and Larry. Alright, so now I will be reading off of the parts for Odysseus, played by Archibald. Perimedes, played by Mr. Nezer. Scallion 1, Pa, who plays the king. Lot, played by Jimmy. Daughter 2, played by Annie the Onion. Scallion 1, Mad Marv. Bob the Tomato. And Ma Grape. And Sodomite 1.
And I'll be playing Lund, or Polides, Scallions 2 and 3, Crazy Nick, played by Charles Pincher, Jean-Claude Philippe, and Junior playing, what's his bucket?
Telemachus.
Telemachus, that's it. And then I'll also be playing Miss Agnetha, or Miss Lot, or whatever, well, Mrs. Lot. I'm playing Scooter, or Rashid. Or his nickname that you'll find out later. I'm playing daughter number 1, who's Laura Carrot. I'm playing Larry, and I'm playing Khalil.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Khalil will be in this. He's the narrator. Oh, and you're also playing Sodomite 2.
Oh, and Sodomite 2.
Yeah, there we go.
Sodomite 2. He's
Yeah.
a very significant figurehead in this story.
Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Loraxes of all ages, I present Two Tales of Two Cities, a lesson in loyalty to God. Fade to Bob and Larry on the countertop. Hi kids, I'm Bob the Tomato.
And I'm Larry the Cucumber.
Welcome to VeggieTales. Now today we got a letter from Tyler Harris from Salt Lake City, Utah. And he has a big problem on his hands.
Oh, Bob, can I read this one? Please?
Why do you want to read it so bad?
I'm good with reading.
Okay. But I'm gonna let you know right now, Larry, this kid does not have good handwriting. No offense, Tyler.
I'll see what I can do.
As Larry reads the letter, Bob looks at the camera with a confused look on his face.
Dear Blob and Scary, my fries are good to go see his moody neck leak, and they enlightened me. I feely water snow, but I know snob wooden bees tapping Whitney iffy waiter sneeze pit. Whale shoulder adieu. I don't get it.
Larry, that's not it at all. Here, why don't you just let me read it, okay? Tyler writes, Dear Bob and Larry, my friends are gonna go see this movie next week and they invited me. I really want to go, but I know God wouldn't be happy with me if I went to see this movie. What should I do?
Wow, I was way off.
Yep. And we got a couple of stories that I think will help solve your problem, Tyler.
Yep. First, the story of Odysseus and the Trojan...
Wait a minute. Isn't that Greek mythology? You know, with Zeus, Poseidon?
Oh, yeah, but not if you change things around a little bit. Roll film.
Fade to black, then fade to maps of Ithaca and Troy, then dissolve to battle scenes between Ithacan and Trojan soldiers throwing bananas, slushies, and pies at each other.
Once upon a time, there were two Greek cities, Ithaca and Troy. These two cities were always against each other, going back and forth with their battles. The city we're focusing on in this story is Ithaca, and the king of Ithaca was the brave Odysseus.
Cut to Odysseus, Polides, Crazy Nick, Perimedes, and Scallions 1, 2, and 3 sitting around at a table as Larry gives his narration.
Odysseus was a great strategist, but he owed his skills to God. Odysseus would trust him and honor him, and in return, God would give him the wisdom and strength that he needed to win. There was no time where he needed them more than when he was planning the battle that would end the war altogether.
Alright, I prayed long and hard about this mission, and I know what we're all to do. Polides, you will gather the sturdiest pieces of wood that you can find.
What kind? Elm, birch, Japanese maple?
Oh, I'm not picky. Just choose whatever. And the Scallions will go to collect nails in the Valley of Sharp, Pointy Things.
Ouch.
That's not going to be pleasant. And finally, Perimedes and Crazy Nick, you guys will go out to go find some giant wheels. Do I have to go with him? He's just so...
Hey, have any of you guys realized how funny our country's name is? Ithaca! Ithaca! It's like I have a lisp. Welcome to Ithaca. You maketh the bride.
That? Sorry, Perimedes, you're just going to have to tough it out. It's all necessary for the plan.
And what is the plan again?
You mean I didn't tell you?
Nope, you just walked in here and told us to go get stuff.
Alright then. Odysseus turns on a projector. The projector shows a map of Troy. We are going to infiltrate the walls of the city of Troy. Next slide. The projector shows a picture of a wooden zebra. We will build a wooden zebra and wait inside. When they take it inside the walls, we will spring out and attack them. Next slide. Projector shows a picture of Odysseus in a bathtub. Okay, who put that in there? Now get your rest, gentlemen, for we will start building tomorrow. White to Polides, Perimedes, the Scallions, and Crazy Nick building the zebra the next day as Odysseus watches them. Careful! This has to look good if the Trojan king's gonna take it in the kingdom. It better look good after all that work we did at the Valley of Sharp, Pointy Things. Telemachus enters.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, hello, Telemachus. I'm sorry, but I can't talk to you now. I'm hard at work watching other people work.
What are they building?
A giant wooden zebra. When the Trojans see its majestic beauty, they'll take it in, and we'll jump out and surprise them when they don't expect it.
Wow, that's amazing. You always come up with the best plans.
Oh, thank you, son. But you know that god, Parmenides walks up to Telemachus and Odysseus. Well, of course he does. He's one of the greatest geniuses in the world. Well, genius is a strong word, Parmenides. Hardly. Without your skills, we wouldn't have ever won all those battles. The Scallions and Crazy Nick walk up to Odysseus.
Yes, like the time that we battled the Gords of Duluth, Minnesota. They never stood a chance against us.
Or when we faced the terrible Turnipinians from Toronto. We would have lost if you didn't have the idea to use the forks and spoons as arrows.
Or when we fought the bald bunnies from Bugsleyville, and you built that giant robot out of paper clips and mustard.
Even though that last one didn't really happen, you get the point, don't you?
You see, Dad, you are a genius.
Of course. Well, I guess you're right after all. I am a genius. Now don't let my brilliance go to waste. Get back to work. The crew mutters as they get back to the zebra.
I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Thank you. Now go back to your combat practice. I have work to do. Which, this work, is just watching them work and taking credit for it, but it's still work regardless.
It sure is. Good luck, Dad. Hope it goes well.
Telemachus exits. Oh, I'll be fine. After all, I am the genius here.
Hey, Odysseus. Can I see you for a second?
Oh, I see you want your chance to admire me.
No.
Oh, come now, don't be shy. It's easy. Here, I'll get you started. Odysseus, you are so very, very, very...
No, that's not it. You're starting to act like you're the reason we won. But I just want to remind you that God was the one who gave you the wisdom to make those plans.
But what about the gods and the Turnipinians and the bald bunnies from Bugsleyville?
Okay, first of all, the last one didn't happen. And B, do you really think God is going to help you again if you shove him aside and take credit for what he does?
You do realize you said first of all and then B. They don't match.
You're not listening to me.
Pleiades, you know that you're my closest friend, and that I will always listen to what you have to say. But you're being crazier than a scatterbrained fezziwigum.
What? You've been spending too much time with Crazy Nick.
Oh, I guess so. But the point stands. I'm the greatest commander in all of history.
True, but you wouldn't be that if it weren't for God. Now, I've got work to do. Think about what I told you.
Alright then. Pleiades gets back to work and Odysseus exits as Larry gives his narration.
After that, Odysseus reflected on what Pleiades told him, and the next day, they were ready for battle. Well, except for Crazy Nick, who called in sick with the case of the weasel freckles, whatever those are.
Fade to two soldiers pushing the zebra. Why do we have to push this thing?
I don't know, but for you, I don't think he's still mad at you for what you did at the Christmas party.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
You drove your chariot into the gazebo.
It was totally in my blind spot. Hey, keep it down, you two.
Sorry.
Cut to Odysseus, Pleiades, Parmenides, and the Scallions in the zebra with Parmenides looking out a hole in the front. We're about a quarter mile away from Troy, everybody. Thank you. Now prepare yourselves, gentlemen. We're almost at the biggest moment of our lives.
Even better than the time that Pleiades ate the 3-pound cheddar burger in one sitting? That was pretty big. I had indigestion for the rest of the night, but oh man, it was worth it.
Focus, please. Follow my orders and we'll be fine. Trust me, with my guidance, we'll finally be rid of the Trojans once and for all.
You really didn't learn anything from our talk, did you?
We're about 1/8 of a mile away from Troy. No, I told you.
No, I told you. God is not going to help someone who abandons him and tries to put themselves over him. And it's because of that that I feel that God isn't going to help us. For that reason, I'm out.
Pleiades walks out the door. Pleiades, wait!
Yes?
To get out, you have to jiggle the handle a bit. It's a little bit finicky. Pleiades exits as everyone gives Odysseus an awkward look.
Maybe he's right. Maybe you are acting out of line.
But you're the ones who inflated my ego in the first place!
And we regret that. at this seeing what happened to you. We were just trying to show our appreciation, but I guess you took it a little too far. Please listen to Pleiades. You might need to apologize to God, too. Well, you're right. I was out of line. Parmenides, how far away from Troy? We're about 5/16 of a mile away from Troy. Well, that was oddly specific. Scallions, go get Pleiades. Parmenides, gather up your ammunition. And I'll look up my apology. Wipe to a montage of the Scallions walking over to Pleiades and talking to him, and Odysseus praying with the prayer playing over both parts. Hello, God. It's me, Odysseus. Remember the guy who you helped win all those battles and wars? I wanted to tell you that I'm very, very sorry that I was acting so poorly. I never meant to turn on you. If you could just find it in your enormous and gracious heart to forgive me, I would most appreciate it. Amen. Pleiades and the Scallions enter.
Well done.
How much of that did you hear?
Enough. Enough, my friend. Now let's do this.
We're here! We're at Troy! Places, people! Grab your weapon and get to your battle stations!
You heard the man. Let's go.
Cut to Jean-Claude and Philippe wearing Spartan helmets like they did in Josh and the Big Wall opening the gates.
What's this? It appears to be a giant wooden zebra. We should alert the king. Hey, king!
The king comes out of a nearby pile of leaves.
I'm awake! I'm awake! Hey, what do we have here? What's this? A giant wooden zebra? Oh, how did whoever gave this to me know that I collect giant wooden animals? Come on, gods, bring it in!
Of course, your highness. We live to serve you.
I know, I'm great.
Jean-Claude and Philippe push the zebra into a rack where several other giant wooden animals are kept.
Oh, doesn't it look magnificent?
So.
You don't like it?
Wooden animals aren't really my thing. I prefer wooden ferns.
Oh, well, it only matters if I like it. And I do. Does anyone else hear that ominous thumping sound?
Odysseus, Pleiades, Parmenides, and the Scallions jump out of the zebra.
Surprise!
Surprise!
They start pelting the Trojans with pies and slushies.
The syrup is in my corneas.
We're doing it! We're doing it! God did forgive me!
And all because you put your priorities in place.
Well, I did have a little help from a friend.
Pleiades smiles as he and Odysseus go back to attacking as Larry gives his final narration.
After the battle, the Trojans surrenders, and the Ithacans won another war. And Odysseus, well, he did stumble a few more times, but every time he would slip, he would remember that God is the greatest, and it's always better to be on his side. The end.
Fade to the title card of the silly song from Big River Rescue.
And now it's time for Silly Songs with Larry, the part of the show where Larry comes out and sings a silly song.
Larry slowly enters with an embarrassed look on his face.
Well, the thing is, I kind of sort of got caught up with the story of the Trojan zebra, so I forgot to write the silly song.
Larry!
Don't worry, Bob, I found a replacement.
Mr. Nezer and Mr. Len enter. Mr. Len is carrying a guitar.
I'm here, and I'm ready to go!
Have fun.
Oh, I will!
Let's do this.
Cue silly song. Silly songs with Nezer. Fancy glasses. Fade to shots of Lot and his family walking as Khalil gives his narration.
Welcome all. There once was a man named Lot. He was Abraham's nephew. Whoa! Oh, well, that would have been great to say that your uncle was Abraham. I can come close. My uncle was the friend of the cousin of the neighbor of the dentist, the brother of the third best rug salesman in the world. Well, that's only half true. He was my step-uncle. But enough about me. Lot had just parted away with his dear uncle. And he moved his family to another city. To where exactly? The city of Sodom.
Lot and his family walk through the city of Sodom, seeing people robbing or fighting each other, but when Lot passes, they stop whatever they're doing and welcome him.
Sodom and its sister city, Gomorrah, were the two most dangerous cities in the world. They were Nineveh bad, and I've been there, and whoa, it was. Anyways, Lot had a disagreement with his uncle, so he moved here. But that, my friends, is where our story begins.
Fade to Lot and his family unpacking. One last box and we're done. Lot drops the box and a bunch of forks fall on the ground. Oops.
Here, Dad, let me get that.
Laura picks up the forks and Lot walks up to Lot's wife in the kitchen.
Why did we move here again?
Well, we had that fight.
No, you silly William. I mean, why did you pick this place?
This place was really cheap. And I don't get it. Great desert yard, big house. Scallion 1 sticks his head through the window. Whoops, there's people here. Hello, folks. I'm not trying to rob you. Scallion 1 exits. Oh, and friendly neighbors, too.
Just be careful. Also, were those my precious forks you dropped out there?
Well, look at the time. I gotta run away. Lot runs and hides behind the couch as daughters 1 and 2 walk next to him.
Hi, Dad, what are you doing?
Hiding from your mother? What are you doing? Knock at the door. There's someone at the door. I'll get it. Lot opens the door and sees Rashid.
Hello, I'm your new neighbor, Rashid.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lot. Hey, can I call you Rash?
No. Anyways, I wanted to say hello and to let you know that someone is trying to steal your grill.
Pan out to show Scallion 1 trying to steal Lot's grill. Hey, what are you doing? Scallion 1 runs away.
You'll get used to it. Anyways, I was also wondering if you would like me to show you around the town.
Sure. Just let me tell my wife I'm going. Hey, honey, I'm going to go out in town with a mysterious stranger.
Be back by dinner time. We're using the good plates.
Lot and Rashid walk away. Fade to Rashid and Lot at a pool.
This is Sodom's pool.
Cut to Rashid and Lot in a football field.
This is Sodom's football field.
Cut to Rashid and Lot in a video store.
I have no idea what this is.
Cut to Rashid and Lot walking through the market.
This is the market. It's where we go to buy things.
I kind of figured that out. Lot and Rashid look at a case filled with pocket watches. Wow, those are some pretty cool watches. I wish I could afford one.
What do you mean?
Well, after moving here, we don't really have much extra money.
Money? What's that?
It's what you use to buy things.
Buying things? That's the old-fashioned way.
Well, how would you do it?
Easy. I just follow Sodom's law, which is this. If you see something you like, take it.
Oh no, not you too! Just when I thought I found someone normal here.
It's Sodom. Nobody's normal in Sodom.
Maybe we should have just moved to Gomorrah instead.
Well, there they follow Gomorrah's law, which is, if you see something you like, take it.
Well, that's the same thing!
They are pretty much the same town. What's your problem with Sodom's law and Gomorrah's law anyway?
Stealing is wrong. God says so.
Oh, come on. Just do it this once. He can't be watching all the time, can he?
Lot begins to walk away. You're wrong, Rash.
I told you not to call me that.
God always sees what you do. And I'm not gonna disappoint him over a watch.
Okay. And how about over 2 watches?
You don't get it, Rash. If I follow God, my life might not be as glamorous as I want it to be, but I'll spend eternity with him in heaven. If I don't, I'll make God angry and I'm gonna pay the price for it down the road. I'm going to obey God, and if I do, one day he'll reward me for doing so. God gives us rules to live by, and he expects us to follow them. And that's just what I'll do. The choice is clear. The choice is clear as choosing between a platter of eggs cooked light and fluffy and death. Goodbye. Lot runs away and crashes into Mad Marv.
Hello, sir. Can I help you?
Who are you?
Mad Marv's the name. Being cheap, thrifty, is my game. And I saw that you were eyeing some watches over there, and I think I can help you out. I got some of the same, and they're on sale for 10, no, 20, no, $30.
Mad Marv opens a cupboard with a bunch of watches. Wow, thanks. Wait, are those stolen?
Yeah, so?
What is it with this city?
More like what's wrong with you. Now stop being so persnickety. Take your money and give it to me.
I've got to get out of here.
You weenie.
Lot runs away and passes Ma.
Excuse me, young man. Can you help me across the street?
Okay, sure. Lot walks over to Ma and walks her across the street where Scallions 2 and 3 are waiting.
There you are.
Ma pulls out a map.
All right, men, here's what we're doing.
The bank safe is right over there. You two enter through this corridor right here. And I will lower myself through the roof. Be sure to keep the guards and visitors busy.
What about that guy?
What do you say, Sonny?
There's $20,000 in it for you. Even the old ladies are evil.
Come on, loosen up. Yeah, stop being such a sissy.
But God says...
Oh, blah, 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 blah. Just do it. God doesn't have to see everything.
You're wrong. You're all wrong. Lot runs back to the house and slams the door.
Oh, there you are. And just in time for dinner. We're still using the fine china.
If I were you, I'd put bike locks on that china. Lot sits down at the table and is shaking so much that he's shaking the table.
Dad, are you okay?
No, yes, ooh, look, chicken. Lot shoves several chicken legs in his mouth.
Are you sure you're okay? Lot was certainly facing trouble with being tempted into joining a life of crime. But he stood his ground and obeyed God, and later that night, everything came full circle. I don't get that expression. It's so... Oh, never mind.
Fade to later at night where Lot is sitting in a chair with a paranoid look on his face as Lot's wife is vacuuming. Moving here was a mistake. There are thieves everywhere, and they want me to join them.
Wow, there's nothing worse than being accepted.
I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this place. Is there any way to be safe here? Knock at the door. Lot answers it and sees Bob and Larry. Hi, I'm Bob the Tomato.
And I'm Larry the Cucumber.
And we're here to answer your question. Are you guys thieves? Quite the opposite. We're messengers from the Lord. You don't say. Well, come on in. Bob and Larry enter as a sodomite watches from the bushes. Cut to Bob and Larry sitting on a couch. Lot sitting in his chair and Lot's wife is pouring tea.
Ah, thank you, Mrs. Lot. No problem.
So, what's the message, boys?
Well, you see, Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah have angered God so much with their thievery, vandalism, poor treatment of others, and graffiti, and overall bad smell.
That's right, Larry. And God's gonna wipe out the cities. But don't worry. God is going to protect you and your family. He sent us here to let you know how to avoid the punishment. Isn't there a bit of a better way than wiping out the cities? Can't God have a little bit of mercy? Surely there are some other kind and good people out here in Sodom or Gomorrah.
Hey, well, you'd be surprised. You guys are the only good people in either city. There's a financial scammer, a camel thief, an environmental lawyer.
Focus on the problem. Now, Lot, at midnight, take your family far, far, far away from the cities. Leave behind everything. God will protect you, and He's going to provide for you when it's all over.
He will? Why?
Because you stayed loyal to Him. Even with His constant temptation and slander, you kept obeying Him. So He's going to repay the favor. Wow, that's really great. Not the people being destroyed, but that will be okay. Sodomite shouting. What's that sound?
It sounds like a swarm of angry village people who are filled with violent rage. Just a guess.
Lot steps outside and sees a mob of sodomites surrounding the house. We know they're in there. Who? The cast of Anything Goes? Lot laughs and the sodomites stand silent with bored looks on their faces.
Those travel orders you took in, they look rich and we want their stuff. Now hand them over here.
Come on, guys, be reasonable.
No, we don't want to.
Look, I'll tell you what, my daughters have a lot of money saved up. Well, why don't we just give that money to you and you guys can be on your way?
No!
Lot runs back inside and blocks the door.
What's wrong, Dad?
I told you these people were evil. And that's why God is gonna do what He has to do.
He can talk the talk, and He's going to do the do.
I think that's implied.
You didn't offer them the silverware, did you?
No, I didn't.
Hey, look at that. It's our neighbor.
Rash? He's come to save us! Rashid walks up to Lot's door and turns to the crowd.
Oh, hey, shame on all of you. How dare you march up to these innocent people's door and demand your way? You should be ashamed of what you're doing here. I'm furious. What you should be doing is breaking down the door. Shouting isn't going to solve anything. It's time to take action.
Sodomites cheer. Thanks a lot, Rash! Sodomites slammed on the door.
Oh no!
What? There's no time to lose. You guys get out of here. Run out the back door and run far away. And whatever you do, don't look back. Lot's family runs out the back door as the sodomites break down the door. There they are.
What do we do, Bob?
Here's what we do. We run. Bob and Larry run out the back door and meet up with Lot's family.
What's going to happen?
God is going to send down thunder.
It's here. Run!
It was here. The punishment that the tomato and the cucumber told Lot about. As punishment for their nefarious shenanigans, God sent down 450 gallons of boiling hot nacho cheese all over the city.
They run as a giant stream of cheese falls in the city. Cut to Rashid and a sodomite in the city looking up.
Hey, do you see that? It's boiling hot cheese.
Oh no, I'm lactose intolerant.
Cut to Lot's family and Bob and Larry running. Keep going. I bet we're about halfway there.
Wait, we forgot the good china and the silverware.
It's not worth it. Keep going.
I can't leave my precious plates and spectacular silverware.
No. Lot's wife turns around, turns into a pillar of salt. No. No. I told her not to look back. Keep going.
I so want to go over there and try that cheese.
Oh no, don't you turn back too.
Yes, it was tragic that Lot's wife turned into a pillar of rock salt, but she disobeyed God's orders, and she was told several times not to look back, but she didn't listen, and disobeying God has its price. The next day, the rest of the family found shelter. The two strangers left and reminded them that God would provide for them.
Fade to the next day where Lot and his daughters are waking up in a cave in the desert.
Will we have to live here for long?
I don't know. Just be patient.
Of course, we'll be fine. I'm sure that it'll be no time before we're up and kicking again.
But we don't have legs.
It's a figure of speech. Now let's go fishing or something. Yeah, I'm sure there's a stream around here somewhere. Let's go, girls. Lot and his daughters exit the cave as Khalil gives his final narration.
Believe it or not, it wasn't long. Within weeks, God provided them with a giant piece of land called Canaan, which is now modern-day Palestine. It just goes to show you that if you stay loyal to God, He will provide for you, and He will protect you. Always.
Fade to Bob and Larry on the countertop.
Wow, Bob, that was great.
It sure was, and you did a good job with the Trojan zebra. But wasn't it originally a horse?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we're over here by QWERTY to talk about what we learned today. Khalil enters.
Hello, guys.
Oh, hi, Khalil. You did a great job telling the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Thank you, Bob. I was very happy to help. You know, storytelling goes very, very deep in my family.
You don't say.
Now, I want to help even more.
Alright. How do you want to help?
I was thinking that I could sing the What Did We Learn song. My father was the 8th best singer in my hometown. Oh, please, Bob.
Sure.
Wow, you're awfully accepting of it.
It beats the regular version.
And so what we have learned applies to our lives today. God has a lot to say in His book. You see, we know that God's word is for everyone. And now that our song is done, we'll take a look.
Way to go, Khalil. That was...
Thank you! Now let's see if QWERTY has a verse for us today.
You're kind of stepping on my toes here.
What toes?
Hey, QWERTY, you got a verse? QWERTY? Bob, Larry, and Khalil walk over to QWERTY, who's playing solitaire. Hey, QWERTY! QWERTY pulls up the verse. Let us hold fast our hope without wavering. So he who is promised is faithful. God is faithful, through whom you are called to fellowship with his Son, Jesus Christ our Lord. 1 Corinthians 1:9. So, Tyler, the Bible says that God is perfect, and it is worth following because he will never, ever let you down.
Like in the story with the Trojan zebra, Odysseus put aside his ego and obeyed God's orders, and he was successful because God guided him.
And in Sodom and Gomorrah, despite constant temptation, Lot stayed with God and never strayed away, and God spared him from his wrath.
So, Tyler, I wouldn't go to see that movie. If it's as bad as you say it is, I'm sure God wouldn't be happy if you went to see it. And that is worth doing. Well, making him happy is.
Oh no, I'm late for my quilting class.
Quilting class?
Yes, I take a quilting class. So? Well, thank you for all of this. It was fun. Oh, by the way, this letter came for you.
Cleo puts a letter on the floor. Bob picks it up while Cleo exits. Oh wow, this is amazing. Larry, guess what?
What?
We were invited to the Christian Entertainment Trade Show.
Wow! Hey, Bob,
Yeah?
what's the Christian Entertainment Trade Show?
It's one of the highest honors for our show, that's what.
Awesome!
It sure is. We're gonna need to get packing right away. That's all the time we have for today, kids. Remember, God made you special.
And he loves you very much.
Bye.
Bye! Bob, do you remember where I put my plastic wind-up lobster and inflatable afro wig?
Just roll the credits, Khalil. Bob and Larry exit. Cue credits.